Good afternoon, team. Coach Matt Rincon here. Welcome everyone from our CoreNet coaching series here for reemergence from COVID-19 with momentum and strength. And it's a pleasure to see everyone out there, and I'm sure more people will be joining us here shortly. As we dive in and get started, first, I wanted to say thank you for being a member of CoreNet. It's a fantastic organization. I've been privileged to be working with this team for the past couple of years here on the board. And just love to see all the CoreNet support. Having said that, I wanted to do a special shout out here to Mr. Jay Wattias. And Jay, I hope I'm saying your name right. Jay Wattias from CBRE. He is an account director for a major financial services firm, and he's going to be our guest speaker today and also our platinum sponsor. So we'll get to Jay here in a little while. First, to kick off, it is my privilege and pleasure to come to you here today. Literally, as you saw, we are all learning as we go along. As I had this imperfect typo on the screen a minute ago, and there are many imperfect things that may happen. We are all part of this together. We're all learning as we go. I want to say a quick disclaimer that I have no future crystal ball predictive skills. And as we work through this exercise today together on how we're going to reemerge from this challenge we're facing, I don't have any more information than anyone else out there. And I don't know if anyone else really does. But the way that we formulate our response, our proactive actions, is incredibly important. And that's why we're here today. I want to show some honor here first to people that are on the front lines, so to speak, whether they be healthcare workers or even the virtual teachers who are now working from home, or those out there who are grocery stores or banks, or everyone here in our industry involved with CoreNet, whether it's flooring or whether it's some type of architectural or design space, construction, whatever it is that we do. Kudos to you, my friends, because we're all going through this in our own frame of mind. So I wanted to shout a little bit of honor and appreciation to each of you. As we begin, let's talk about what our goal is for today. It's to begin our reemergence with momentum and strength from now on, right now, or create our new normal together today, creating that right now. My mission as a business coach is to help people reach their potential and to fully explore that. And working with teams and adding value here through our CoreNet workshops, we want to be really specific in what we want to accomplish. So today, we're going to work on creating together, designing together the new normal. A couple of thoughts to begin on expectations. First, I'll be very transparent, and it's always safe to learn and to share on any webinar that I'm a part of. So transparency is one thing. The second is to play all in. Those of you who are here and you have the temptation of the text or on your calendar, on your email return, a lot of studies show that when you're fully invested in paying attention in an educational setting, that you'll retain far more value and information, and you'll connect far deeper with the people that we're going to connect with here in a little while. So let's do our best to play all in. I want to meet everyone here where they are at right now. Some of us are really thriving. Some of us are just surviving. And wherever you are on either end of that spectrum or in between, there's a place for everyone here to learn and grow today. So I'll meet you where you're at, my friends. Last is patience and grace. And I'll say this, that should the internet crash or go down in the next few minutes, which that has happened on one of these Zoom calls in the last month, should that happen, a kind of a trick that you can work on to kind of get around that challenge is to, number one, dial into your computer, click the link that you have on the computer so you can dial in through the computer. And then the second way is to dial in on your phone. So if you click the link and you're in on your computer and you're dialed into the conference call number on your phone, then you'll have two ways you're connected. And if the internet should go down, we can still hear each other. So that's a quick tip there for anyone that's new or just still learning the virtual world. Patience and grace. And also I had to throw in a quick patience for me, because sometimes you may hear kids in the background. Some of you may have that right now where you're working full-time at home with a spouse, or maybe you're at home with the spouse and someone does not have their job right now, or maybe whatever situation that is, you may have a lot of kids at home. I have a 4, a 3, and a 1-year-old. They're all girls, so I'm surrounded by wonderful women, and you may hear them in the background. So patience and grace, please, should they come running through. First thing I want to talk about as we get started are owning our challenges. And I'm going to speak here for about 15 minutes, and then we're going to do our live chat with Jay, and then we'll get to an incredibly team building opportunity where we're going to collaborate together in breakout rooms. But the first things first is to own where we are in our challenges. And some of the challenges that we're facing right now are mental challenges or opportunities, as you might say. Some of us are thinking about when things get back to normal, then I'll be able to play offense again. Then I'll be able to go after my business again. So that is a challenge and an opportunity at the same time when things get back to normal. We have to be careful with that. The second thing is owning the new routines that we're being put into right now. One of the things that's causing people I've seen in coaching to do really well or to really struggle is the tiny tweaks and the changes in their routines. So understanding and owning your new routine that can serve you, that's a crucial part. It will take some time. So being patient with yourself and understanding that as things shift in our world, it's been about a month now here in North Carolina, as things have shifted, so have us getting used to and adjusting to them. So be mindful, it will take some time. Another thought around owning this challenge or opportunity is that when one door closes, another one opens. And I think back to 5 years ago, I had a client who said to me, Matt, there's no way I'm ever gonna do one of these go-to-meeting Zoom type meetings. And he didn't until he got sick and he couldn't do work anymore face-to-face in an office, and he had to use it. And as a matter of fact, since he started using it, his business has more than doubled, and he does 90% of his work now through a Zoom format. And that was 5 years ago. And now here we are all in this place where we're doing these virtual meetings. When one door closes, another one opens, and it's how we adapt to that. And the last thought about owning a challenge or a mindset right now, an opportunity, is the new and evolved business norms. As we define the new normal today, what becomes the next thing that we all do? Now, is it like this? Is it going back to what we used to consider the old normal, where we're all out at the social event or all in the office? No one really knows. We're going to define and create that together. But being open to that, what the new norm looks like, and designing that and creating that is what we're here about today. The format of our call today, I'm going to share with you 3 mindsets of leaders, 3 stages of how to perform at your optimal in this time. So we're going to start with the 3 mindsets of leaders. Then we're going to move into the empowerment of connection. That's a 1 slide talking about connection. And then as a team, we're going to collaborate in these breakout rooms, and we're going to work on what we've learned and how we can come out of this stronger together. That's the format of our call. So as we go ahead and dive in and get started here, I've got a couple of things that have been chatted to me, and I'm going to share with you. If you look in the webcam, you're going to see that there is Brett Frenier over there. He's the gentleman right there. Brett, can you wave at us? There you go. Okay. So Brett is a co-host. If you have anything that you'd like to ask, please chat Brett directly. Please chat Brett directly. So Brett will be able to take any questions that we may have you want to ask. Everyone's muted right now. We'll come off of mute after we get out of the break rooms. But if you have any questions, please shoot those to Brett. And to make sure we capture who all is here today, because at the end, I'm going to send out, or Brett will send out an email capturing some of the notes from today. Please send to Brett, directly to Brett, your email address so he can send you the notes from today. Anything else, Brett, we need? We're good? Okay. Thank you. All right. So, team, as we go ahead and dive in and get started, let's put on our thinking caps. Let's buckle in. Let's get ready to dive in here deep. So, first, those of you know me know I love to start with a nice, fun slide. So the reason I start with this slide is because I want everyone to smile. There are also a lot of studies that show that when you are an optimal mindset, when you're smiling, when you have gratitude, that is when you're able to retain and learn the best, when you're at your peak. So whether you're on webcam or not right now, if you've been sitting for a long time, get up and stretch. Give yourself a little bit of energy. Motion creates emotion. To learn at your best, we've got to be at our best. And to do that, we start with our physical state. So team, let's get ready to work really hard right now. We're going to start with 3 mindsets of leaders. Let's go on to number 1 first. Number 1, that which we do not love will come back to us until we learn to love and accept it. The basic tenet of psychology today, that which we do not love will come back to us until we learn to love and accept it. And to give you an example of how this thought works, I remember very clearly back on June 14th of 2016, when my wife wheeled me into the emergency room in a wheelchair. And I had been in that wheelchair for over a week, and I hadn't left my house but once in 5 weeks. And I had become disabled after a series of things that had happened involving a fall from a zip line. I come to the point where I was unable to get up the stairs. I was unable to get on my couch, into my bed. I was literally laying on the floor in my office every day for weeks on end, trying to maintain this positive mindset and the smile for the people I coach. It was incredibly difficult. And when I finally came to that operating room to have a spinal surgery that would hopefully put me back together again, when that happened, I literally prayed about it, cried about it more times than I care to admit, and came to the realization and the peace and acceptance of this may be what it is moving forward. And when you can first identify that fear, and then you can first own and accept that fear, at that point, the fear has no more control over you, and that grip that it maintains becomes substantially less, if not completely removed. So first, being able to identify what the challenges are, what the fears are. And I've heard a lot of them, probably heard a lot of them one-on-one through coaching people privately for the past month, a lot around the isolation, around the fear of the webcam, around the fear of how I'm showing up for my teams and leading people. First, identifying the fear and then owning that fear inside yourself and with someone you trust. That can be the first step in the mindset of a leader now, is to accept that which we do not love will come back to us until we learn to love and accept it. The second mindset of a leader right now, what is the gift in this moment that's being offered to us? If you think about kids, the kids are amazing, right? They ask the darndest questions and they never stop asking them. And I was thinking about this earlier, that the kids, they're always playing this game of being curious. My daughters will come to me and they'll ask me simple, silly questions. Why are trees green? Or why do you stand in front of that computer all day and look and laugh at that webcam? They ask me the silliest questions all the time. And that's the way the kids' minds work. It's interesting that, as we age, we stop asking those fun questions and we start just, being in the adult, mature mindset. There's a difference between playing like a kid and being a full-grown adult. And that natural curiosity that children have, they can view things as, what can I do right now that's better? What's the gift in this moment? Everyone on here, and I see quite a few faces that I know on the webcam out there and some names that I know. I'll use a sales example. If you've ever lost a big deal or you ever had a client that left, what is the gift in that moment that is being offered? And we probably sometimes don't see that gift. We probably first might see that this is a loss in revenue, or this is a damaged reputation, or we see something negative in it. Well, if we challenge ourselves to look at the other side of it, what is the gift in this moment? What is it that I can truly learn from losing that sale, or learn from having to do virtual webcam calls? I'll give you an example. In the last week alone, I've learned how to do a Facebook Live chat through Zoom and had about 1,000 people watch it. And this is only in the last week, and I had no idea what I was doing. And just having that curiosity of being able to dive into the deep end of the pool and learn how to swim, well, we have that chance right now, because we're in a place that none of us ever been in before. So we can always look at this train wreck or the car wreck on the side of the road, or we can look ahead and say, what is this gift in this moment that's giving us a glimpse of the future? So that's the second mindset of a leader, is having the curiosity to learn in the moment. The third mindset of a leader, once we've accepted the challenges, the fears, and we've converted them into the curiosity of how we might learn from this, of seeing a gift and an opportunity in the moment, then we can turn the corner and move to straight up offense and move to a place where we are empowered. And the empowerment question, how might we turn this challenge into our advantage? How might we turn this challenge into our advantage. I'll give you a couple of examples. I don't know if Brett said I could share this, but Brett and I have been doing an exercise challenge together. And we both have dropped a few lbs in the last month because we're doing this exercise challenge. And those of you who are personal clients of mine have probably seen me text to you the exercise board that's right back behind me. If I'm here at the house, how can I turn this challenge into my advantage? In developing a deeper relationship with my spouse, in developing better, stronger relationships with my kids, in developing an all-time high trust with every client, in being there for people who are prospects, or just being there for all of my friends that I said I was going to get in touch with one day, and that has been the back of the priority list. How might we turn this challenge into our advantage, my friends? The third mindset, the leader now. Moving on to the empowerment of connection. We've covered 3 stages as a leader we can think about: acceptance of the challenges, curiosity around them, and then empowering ourselves to move forward through them to the next place. If we look at what the currency might become here in the future, I don't know if anyone has really played this out and seen this start to unravel or start to become made known to all of us. But if you look at what's happening right now with this virtual world we're in, I'm seeing a lot of progress being made inside of organizations when they figure out creative ways to empower and connect people. So I put on here less of a ladder or a pyramid and more of a web or a jungle gym. How we're able to get people connected and working together. In this next chapter, how might we empower a greater connection with each other? Allow me to show you a couple of examples. One of them that I found was the first CoreNet board call that we had at the end of March. And if you look at this picture that I snapped on there, you can see this is when people, once again, I got to give Brad some credit down there on the bottom. He was the first person to start playing with that virtual background. And since then, I've been on team calls with over 50 people where we had a contest to see who can come up with the best virtual background. Finding ways to connect people in a professional, but also a casual and a light way have helped team cultures to strengthen. So this is one example. I'll give you one more example. It's a picture of a team that I work with out in California that last week, the leader of the company, large organization, said, team, I'm going to challenge you to wear crazy hair to the meeting. So half the people showed up in wigs. And you think about ways that we can connect and empower each other. These are a couple ways to start. Is thinking outside the box and being more connecting and less concerned about simply that public appearance. More connecting. So, team, moving